Alvin Kamara concussion. I'm gonna play if you manage to survive Kamara's Week 14 injury. This is great news. Kamara has been one of the best players in all of fantasy, still ranking third in scoring at the running back position, and now he is back for the pivotal Week 15. Kamara doesn't have an ideal matchup, as the Jets allow the fourth lowest fantasy points to opposing running backs on the season, including just 3.6 yards per carry, but Kamara is the kind of player you start against any matchup. He's been that good. Rodgers intends to play in Week 15. Rodgers was medically cleared to return to action Tuesday night, and coach Mike McCarthy told reporters Rodgers is preparing to play in Week 15. The team hasn't officially declared him the starter, but that is seemingly just a formality at this point. Rodgers is obviously a must-start option, even in his first game back from an injury against a tough matchup against the Panthers. Give every player in Green Bay's offense a bump up in value, most notably Jordy Nelson, who was rendered totally useless with Brett Hundley under center. Nelson has lost a stop, but he still averaged 13.8 fantasy points per game in the 4 complete games he and Rodgers played together this season. Adrian Peterson may not play again this season. Peterson still isn't practicing, and coach Bruce Arians told reporters Tuesday he has no idea if Peterson will play again this season. The Cardinals haven't given many details on Peterson's injury, but it seems like the 32-year-old is a long shot to make an impact again this season, so go ahead and drop him if you've been stashing him. The veteran showed signs of life after moving to Arizona, but has rushed for just 3.4 yards per carry this season, and could be nearing the end of his Hall of Fame career. Joe Mixon remains in the concussion protocol. Mixon is 9 days removed from suffering his concussion, so we were hoping to see him cleared by now. He's already missed on game due to this issue, but still has 3 days to get cleared for Sunday's matchup against the Vikings, so I'll keep a close eye on any progress he makes over the next few days. If he doesn't play, Giovanni Bernard will once again be worth starting, though a tough matchup looms, as the Vikings allow the fewest fantasy points to opposing running backs this season. Other notes: Zach Ertz cleared the concussion protocol. Sorry, Trey Burton, but your time in the spotlight is done. Ertz will be back in the Eagles starting lineup this week, and should be back in yours, too. Amir Abdullah is expected to return in Week 15. There were conflicting reports of whether Abdullah's absence in Week 14 was a result of his injury or his play, but Jim Caldwell told reporters Wednesday he expects to have Abdullah back out there in Week 15. Abdullah has been practicing without limitations, but it isn't clear if he will return to his starting role upon getting back to full health. Amari Cooper ankle did not practice Wednesday. Cooper played just 14 snaps last week before aggravating his injury, and it looks like this could cost him more time. Cooper was trying to play through a high ankle sprain, and it wouldn't be a surprise if this injury lingered for more than just this week. Mike Davis ribs was limited at practice. The Seahawks running back position seems cursed, as everyone who has gotten a crack at it this season has ended up hurt. At least Davis looks like he could play in Week 15, and would be a decent low-end option if he does. Marcus Mariota is practicing in full. Mariota hasn't looked right all season long, but it looks like he's going to fight through his physical issues through to the end. He's not recommended starting option down the stretch, though you can do worse as a QB2 against the 49ers. Robert Woods' shoulder expects to play in Week 15. Woods was close to returning last week, and should be back to his usual self this Sunday. He had taken over as the Rams' #1 option before the injury, averaging a career-high 70.3 yards per game, and is worth starting against the Seahawks. Tyrod Taylor is practicing in full. Given the blizzard conditions they played in, it's probably for the best that Taylor missed the Bills game in Week 14. It looks like he'll return in Week 15 against the Dolphins, but may not be his typical self as a runner, limiting his fantasy appeal. Ted Ginn ribs did not practice Wednesday. Ginn suffered the injury sometime during the team's last game, and looks like he could miss Week 15's matchup. He won't be much more than a high-risk dice roll if he does play. Kyle Rudolph ankle did not practice Wednesday. Rudolph was sporting a walking boot after Sunday's game, so it looks like this could be a serious enough issue to cost him some time. Start looking for a replacement option in case Rudolph is